Welcome to Lifing 101, a journey through life's experiences, challenges, and interpretations. An intriguing and soul-refining podcast that explores the countless twists of life. Get ready to be amused, enlightened, entertained, empowered, and inspired. Hosted by Tina C. Christian, your MC with the LPC, and guest co-host Lorenda McKinney, your MC with the PhD.
Welcome, lovely listeners, to an exciting episode of Lifing 101 podcast,
where we dive into life's little mysteries and offer you insights to help you lead a happier, more fulfilling life.
I'm your MC with the LPC, Tina C. Christian, navigating y'all through this journey up and down and all around on this emotional roller coaster we call life.
And I'm your MC with the PhD, Lorenda McKinney. So grab your favorite beverage, find a comfortable spot, sit back and relax while we embark on this restorative journey together.
Good morning, afternoon, or evening out there. Welcome to the 2024 toxic-free episode of Lifing 101 podcast. We got some questions for you ladies today. We would like for you guys to give us your input about some of these topics. These cards we have, they're table topic cards. And so they have some very good, inspiring women topics. So we picked a few of them to ask you guys some questions to see if we can get some feedback and input from everybody to get a different point of view on these questions and get a good discussion going. So, without further ado, Doc, what do you got?
Okay, so the first question is, have you found deeper powers within yourself during a challenging time?
So, deeper powers. Who in here can respond to that? Have you found deeper powers? What was it?
Within yourself during a challenging time.
Don't everybody speak at once. Tell us about that. You have. Thank you. What's your name, ma'am?
Thank you, Veronica.
So, tell us about your time.
Well, I've had a lot of challenges before we moved to Florida, and just one after one after one. And I think I never knew what it was for me to stop watching TV when I stopped watching TV in September of 2020. And now I know what it was about because so now I do a lot of meditation. When I wake up in the morning, I have to meditate. And sometimes I can meditate from 1 hour to all the way to 3 hours just to clear out the stuff the day before, to think about to just clear my mind and have no expectations of what the day is going to be like. Just living in myself, being aware of everything and just living life.
So she's practicing mindfulness. She's been and reflecting on her life. I love it. Yeah. So you said back 2020,
September of 2020.
And so what was going on then? What do you think was going on then that kind of made you shut everything else out?
COVID. When I was working on the floor, I was fixated, watching the news 5 hours a day, trying to figure out what was going on, just so fixated on the news. And I was like, okay, this is just getting too much. Looking at TV, all shows and stuff like that. It just was, I don't know. And I wasn't being able to hear myself think. And when I just cut all of that stuff out, I just started being aware of. It's hard to explain. It's just different stuff just becoming, I can't even explain it.
Right.
So I'm glad because I'm just in my own bubble.
Right.
And getting to meet people. I go out, I talk to people, and it's amazing that the people that I come in contact with, it's always somebody say, just like today when I was walking and met the lady, and she asked me where I was from, and I said, everybody's from Kansas City. I'm from Kansas City, but I moved to Florida. And she said, I had my transplant in Kansas City, Missouri. That's powerful.
Right.
So that's, I always say 6 degrees of separation. So when me looking at her today, I always she came in my life for a reason. So what am I going to get from that?
Yes.
What is a meaning from that? What am I going to get from that today? So tomorrow, when I reflect on meditation, I'm going to figure out what that was about.
Right.
So.
Gotcha. Well, thank you, Veronica, for sharing. We can appreciate you. Anybody else got something on that topic that they want to comment about? What was it again, Doc?
Have you found deeper powers within yourself during a challenging time?
I think we all did with COVID. That said a mouthful.
Yeah.
When she said COVID, I'm like, okay, that told us all. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's like a quote that goes around that says you're strong or the strongest because you didn't have another choice. So sometimes it's just your strength. When you're in certain situations, your deeper power is just remaining strong and remaining focused. So
right. Sometimes you just gotta be. I have another question. So maybe somebody here would like to speak to this. What does freedom mean to you? And I chose this question because like with this sisterhood that I was planning, I wanted everybody to like really feel free from all their other responsibilities and duties and obligations and be able to get away from everything else at home and just relax, recharge, renew your spirit and go back home. But again, when I think of freedom, I think about that. So what does freedom mean to you guys? Anybody want to speak to freedom? No? I think Renee did. She looked like she wanted to talk.
Oh.
I gotta be free. Who said what? No? Nobody want to speak?
I say something.
All right. No, you don't. You can speak. I can hear you.
I think freedom for me means freedom from stressors, freedom from what people think, freedom from being trapped in your mind with a life going on around you. Freedom means being able to be in control of your relaxation, your thoughts.
Right.
Not being obligated to other people and their expectations, but being able to be you. Put
freedom.
You first.
Yes.
To me, that's what I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
I think about freedom right now.
Because freedom can mean so much for so many different people. And it depends on how you look at it and what context you're speaking of it for. Because that's like for me, when I was saying 2024, and I think it was Veronica asked me, what's your word for the year or whatever? And I'm like, me. It's all about me. I want freedom from all this other crap and shit I've been having to deal with since 2018. Freedom to just do me, be me, live my life. The shit I've been looking for forever because I'm like, I was a mother for 30-some years. I done raised kids and then turn around and like Sean has said before, we're in this sandwich generation. Now we got to raise our parents. And I'm like, well, damn, I didn't even get a chance. I got married. I thought I was about to just live my best life, living my life is good. No, ma'am. Life said, here you go. Here's your mama. She's paralyzed. You got to deal with all her shit. Here's your daughter. She done got charged with manslaughter and you got to deal with her shit and do time with her. Here's your sister. She done dealt with cancer battle. She couldn't beat it and now she's dead. It's like all these things coming. Here's your son and his relationship ain't working out. So guess what? He's coming back home and life's just been lifing and throwing stuff. So I'm like 2024, I just want the freedom to be me, do whatever makes me feel good and not have to worry about everybody else. I just want to be free to do what makes me happy and to live my life and create my life as what I've always wanted it to be. Because I thought when my kids turned 18, they out the house, I got freedom to, like Bobby said, walk around naked if we want to, whatever. Now it's like, now you're in another phase. When do I get my freedom? I guess you got to take it. So for me, freedom means I got to take it and take my life back and put myself first and get off the back burner and stop marinating and put me up on the front burner and live my best life. So for me, that's what freedom means to me. So anybody else have any thoughts about what freedom is for them?
Freedom to me is living without the care of judgment. You're going to wake up, people are going to judge you regardless.
Yes.
You that need to take control of whether you care or not, because it will mold your day, your life, your future. And I also feel like freedom is getting rid of the heavy weight that always weighed you down. You have to unpeel those layers.
Yes.
Just freedom, not caring, if I go out and don't have on labels.
Right.
Or going out caring who's on the next dance. You can't do, and to piggyback on Veronica, as far as being held down, the weight, looking at, politics is very heavy. And for me, I was so caught up into politics and it mold whether I wanted to have a life outside the house. Because you just, when the media get into your head, you're like, I don't want to do this. I can't do this. My anxiety is on, 20 when I leave out the house. So freedom is just, living. You have to.
Being able to not care about anything and and
Now you have to worry about yourself.
Absolutely.
right.
And they judge Jesus. What makes us any different? So it's going to be judgment. Is whether how you look at it and move forward.
Yeah, you said a mouthful with that because I know, like, for me, I don't give a damn. But I know not everybody is like that.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable in my own skin, and like Bobby tell me, you too damn transparent. But I don't care. Hey, I got to be me 1,000% of the time, and I don't give a damn what you think about me. But a lot of people really do fear the judgment of others, so they don't have the freedom of being themselves and don't even know how to just let their hair down or be themselves because they're always so concerned about what other people are going to think or judgment or whatever. I don't give a. I mean, when I say it, I mean it 1,000. I don't give a damn. I don't know what that is with me, but maybe I did when I was younger or whatever. And for a while, I cared about what my family thought. But now I don't give a damn. I'm in my Brian Greer voice. That's something they going through.
But that's why people are so isolated now. They communicate through social media because you can't see what's on the other side, and people have to, judge you from what you appear to be. A lot of people just imprison themselves because they can't go out in public and have a normal life because of judgment. And that's a part of bullying because people are committing suicide because they're worrying about
That's true.
So
it's very important. It's important to remember when we're fearing being judged, we need to remember not to judge.
Correct. Yes.
Things we can't always be quick to judge.
Absolutely.
We don't know what's going on.
Correct.
We think we know, but we really don't know.
Right. Don't have a clue.
You got
because people, you may think people live in a dream according to social media.
Correct.
But in reality, they're dying inside.
Oh yeah.
they say a lot.
So many people mask and really hide behind, and like you were talking about, wasn't that you said like when people just saying like they were doing good on a diet, but on social media, they may be like,
but
I'm
while
doing
I'm on
this.
the phone trying to keep you going, I'm eating these French fries and eating this burger, but I'm telling you, I'm doing great.
Telling you, but everybody
motivate others,
right? Yes, but everybody kind of mask in a certain way about whatever they may be going through at some point in time. So you really don't know, but that's why it's important to kind of check on your people, like you've said before, because we may be pretending that we're fine and we don't care or something XYZ, but
and you have to be feeling like a feeling of suffocation when you're living in a box because you're trying to please other people instead of caring how you feel. And like Tina said, it's about me, so you have to make yourself a priority, and you have to make yourself just as important as the next person. One time me and Tina was talking, I said you have to pencil your time in just like you do your doctor's appointments, and it's non-negotiable. You stick to it. You're not gonna miss your doctor's appointment. Don't miss your me appointment.
It's easy to lose yourself.
Me time. So I agree 1,000%. So we have one more question we'd like to ask of the group. What's that, Doc?
It is, in order of importance, how would you rank love, spirituality, and freedom?
Love,
spirituality, and freedom. I say freedom would be my number one. And the reason why I say that is because if you have freedom, the love and spirituality flows because you have freedom to love and freedom to your spirituality. So I'm going to go with freedom because it's the most valuable.
So what was the three?
Love, spirituality, and freedom. And you're just ranking them in order of importance to you.
My spirituality is first.
Love, then you have
it is.
Freedom, because you have the freedom to love whoever you want. And your spirituality, whatever that means to you.
Right.
Freedom, spirituality, love. I agree. You have to have freedom first. The rest of the stuff.
Right. I guess because I'm so embedded in my spirituality and I'm the child of God that I have to say spirituality first because that's just who I am. I'm nothing unless I'm that. Because like when I always say God, me, me and God, I look at ourselves as together. We are one. So it's like spirituality for me is like me first, my God, me. And when I say me, I've always told my spouse and my children we are one. Like when I got married married, we became one. So it's like when I say me, I'm talking about y'all because y'all me. And when I say me, I'm talking about God because we are one. So me and mine, we are one. That's first. So my spirituality, I would have to say first. And that allows me because it gives me and it grounds me and it gives me that comfort and that calm and the ability mentally to be able to express myself with freedom and to love others. And, like I said, my family, my children, we're already one. So that love is there with my spirituality. So I don't know. It may just be, I think love and spirituality for me would probably be the first and then freedom because I have this sense of faith because I'm so deep in my faith, even though people may not know it and it may not show. I'm like God first about everything. And it's just who I always felt like I'm the child of God. I feel like my name, Tina, actually was the short form of Christina, which means like in Christ and child of God. It is who I am. So it's like, although I'm a heathen and I'm a big ass sinner, but I'm like, I love God so much and my spirituality is so important to me. You probably wouldn't even know how big it is and how huge it is in my life because of my behaviors or whatever. But I'm like giving thanks and praying and everything all day, every day. And if I see 11 anywhere, that's my time to stop and say, thank you, God, for yesterday, today, and probably hopefully tomorrow. But it's just like a ritual, but it's so important in my life. So that's how I'd have to I'd have to number them that way, I guess, if that makes sense.
I would have to put love first. For me, if I don't have a love for something, then I won't be dedicated. So
True.
I have to love, when it comes to being spiritual, I have to love that and embrace that. So the love for it will, keep you dedicated and motivated. And then when it comes to freedom, again, you have to love you to be able to be free to do the things that you want to do. Because if you love you, you're not caring what everybody else is thinking because you're doing everything out of love. So I would have to put love first and then spiritual and then freedom. Because
great point of view.
You love yourself and love what you do and you love, who you become, and you can truly enjoy the freedom.
Yeah, great point of view. Anybody else got a order of?
I have to say my spirituality first because the reason why is because he's been there for me for anybody and he knows who I am and he loved me just openly.
Regardless.
And I believe that God come in all shapes of size, forms, and colors. And he's going to come back. And I don't know what color he's going to come back. Latino, Mexican, a bum on the street, anybody. And so my next one is he gave, I say my spirituality because he gave me freedom to make choices, to be open-minded. And then my next one, I have to say love. I think my third one is love. I rank mine as like spirituality, freedom, love.
I'll piggyback off of Vega. I think if you have your spirituality and you're founded in that peace, everything else automatically comes because you have that confidence within yourself that allows you to love openly. It allows you to feel like the gypsy that's free. But without that spirituality, you're battling inside. If you're battling, you can't love everybody. You have a hard time loving yourself.
Loving yourself, yes. Yeah, I agree.
So it'd be my spirituality because he knows all and he does all and I just praise him privately. But when I'm free, the spirituality, maybe we dancing.
Yeah, that part. Anybody else want to share or have any other comments or suggestions or recommendations for our group how to live in freedom? Because I think that's kind of our key word here. It seems like it's come up a couple of times. So being free, freedom. Anybody got any rituals or recommendations or suggestions on how we can improve ourselves and our freedoms as women and with the lives that we have? Because I know everybody's going through something and everybody's life looks different and the different challenges that we have. It may not be like somebody may not have that piece of a spouse or children, but you may be dealing with something else, parents or a job or whatever. So I think for me, it's important for everybody to find time to have that freedom to love yourself and time for your spirituality and just to increase on that as much as you can, even though life is life and your family and your friends and your spouses and your grandkids and your job and everything everything is demanding and pulling at you. You got, well, I know me, I feel like I have 1,000 hooks in me all the time. And I'm like, man, can you just get some of these hooks out of me? Because I can't do everything for everybody. Even though I know I can do things, but it's like when you got so many at the same time just coming at you at every angle, you feel like, damn, when am I going to get a break? So I think we're going to have to learn how to take our freedoms back. So any other recommendations or suggestions for people?
Somebody said schedule your time.
Yes, you have to.
Don't put yourself in.
Like, yeah.
So
Put yourself in. And don't feel selfish about it.
Correct. It's not selfish.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's where I think that's the hard part for me. I have a hard time with being, I feel like I'm being selfish, and then I say, no, I'm going to go ahead and do what everybody else needs me to do, and I worry about me later. But it's like,
Yeah, you got to get out of that, boo-boo.
I got to get out of it, but it's just been so hard. It's like, for one, I've been taking care of kids since I was 16 years old. My son's going to be 37.
Yeah.
So I've been taking care of kids or somebody for the past 37 years of my life. And then when I started going through all the losses, my cousin that's like my brother, when he passed away suddenly, my husband got killed, my baby died, my dad died, my grandfather died. It was just like back to back, boom, 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 boom. But I always felt like I had to be there for everybody. Even though I'm the youngest of my two sisters, there's three of us, I'm the youngest. But it's like, it's Alicia that's always got to do everything. Anybody needs something, Alicia got it. Alicia gonna do it. You know what I'm saying?
And sometimes you just be tired.
You're tired. You're tired. But it's like, if I don't do it, who else gonna do it? You know what I'm saying? I'm the one who quit my job and moved back home to take care of my mom when she was battling cancer.
And your grandma.
Then I tried to move again, because got her together, tried to move again. Then my grandmother got sick with cancer, quit a job, moved back home again. You know? So
But
it's
why
like,
you?
I'm
But why
always,
you?
it's like I don't have time.
Yeah.
I mean, I
It's locked out. Yeah. You can't put a time limit.
I feel like I don't have time.
Right. Well, you know what? You can't, when you're healing yourself, you can't say, well, I've been selfish for 2 weeks. I got to get that. No, you can't. You just.
But I feel like that. And I feel like that with everybody.
But that's the guilt.
But point in case now.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be a retreat. You know, I put in my vacation time or whatever. It's, Alicia, I really need you to finish that project. You think you can work a couple hours while you're there? And what do? You know, right if they're working. And it's like, when am I going to be able to say
You have to
When am I
prioritize
gonna
That's the
yourself.
hardest thing. I had to learn how to say
When am I
no.
gonna say no?
Not for my
It's
dad.
about
My dad
priority and
died.
boundaries.
No, for not
Yeah.
mine.
And I just don't do it. It's like everybody call Alicia, and Tina's told me all the time, quit trying to take care of everybody else. Don't worry about
Pop calling the telephone.
But exactly.
That's why I know. That's why I know. I know what you're doing. Stop it. We're going to help each other. Let me encourage you while I encourage myself. Let's stop it.
Our own advice.
Yeah. But, I mean, they say you have to practice what you preach, but honestly, truth.
That's the struggle for me. Saying no and not saying
You have to say, no, I had to. One day I had to start telling them, no, stop.
You got to.
Right. They good, then you good, calling me, look, give me a break.
I got kids still calling me 33, 34 years old. Mama, can you do this? Mama, can you do that? Don't even know how to fill out a check. Mama, what's a check? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, just a mess.
Thought process. If you don't do it, they will find a way to
Right.
do it.
But you know what? I tried that and then I worried.
Yeah.
Then I worried.
That's you.
That's that nurturing.
Did they get it done? Then I'm calling. Did you take care of that? You know, and it's like, what's the point? I just do it myself because I know it's good enough.
But you know what? It's tough love. We have to.
Right.
We have to break those
Gotta
chains.
stop enabling. That's what I tell myself.
Yeah.
Stop enabling
It hurts
people.
more than it helps.
Yeah.
Right. Because when you're gone, what they gonna do? Right.
Yeah.
What they gonna do when you're gone? They gotta figure it out. So
Yeah.
again, that's why I said
I just feel guilty.
And if you check out now, you realize the world. I mean, go home and check out for like a week.
Well,
They'll figure it out. And
Yeah.
we realize that the world's gonna go on with or without.
see, when I moved to Dallas almost 4 years ago, I was there by myself. Then my middle daughter and her boyfriend, then they moved there. And then I wanted my oldest daughter, because she has my grandkids. I was like, can you please move here, to be closer or whatever. She moves there. But then it was like, well, Mama, I can't never drop the kids off when I want to. And I'm like, hey, I want to watch them when I want to watch them. You know, not because I have to. You know, so then she got mad about that. Then I don't have no support here. I'm going back to St. Louis. So now she done took my grandbabies back and then moved back to St. Louis. So it's like, well, damn, Alicia, why you just didn't do what you wanted to do? Just so you can keep your kids.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
See, now you can just get them for a week or so.
Right.
Correct. Right. No, ma'am.
I said, but I just felt so bad. And it was like, I wanted them here. I didn't want them in St. Louis no more. You know, and she gets mad and she takes them and moves them back.
Baby.
And then if something happens, that's another guilt trip.
But you know what?
You gotta step out.
Look at it too that maybe they was meant to go back to St. Louis.
Correct.
So you can
Sometimes
start
it's
focusing
meant for
on
that to
yourself.
We got 4 years behind us and we do it.
That is my shit. That is my shit. We got way more years behind us than we have in front of us, so you better enjoy it now.
Because you are God taking care of others. And
Correct.
live to
And the thing about it is they still gonna be doing the same shit they doing when you go home. That's what I was always trying to tell myself and others.
Yeah.
My sister used to worry herself about her kids. I'm like, baby, that was grown adults. And whenever you dead and gone, they still gonna be doing the same shit they doing. And they are. She's gone and they still doing this. You worrying yourself to death for what? Because they have freedom of choices as decisions as well.
their life for you.
Correct. It's like you can give your advice and all that, but at the end of the day, they still have the freedom to make the choices, and you can't worry yourself about that. As long as you know, like with my daughter and her decisions and choices that she made that got her where she's at now. And I'm like, my son walks to me and is like, Mama, that doesn't speak to who you are. I said, I know, baby, because I know I was a damn good mother, and she knew right from wrong, and I taught her X, Y, Z, and I know what I did. So at the end of the day, I was okay with that. And I'm still okay with it. And she's learned from her, but she have choices. And them kids, as long as you know you've done what you could do, you good. I sleep great at night.
But how do you still not feel guilty? I see what but listen, I see what you're saying when you say that. But then still, how do you not feel guilty when they do fall? And you be like, well, damn, I know I did everything I could.
Baby.
I guess for me, because what I went through young, having kids, and having to get out and hustle, I tell them all the time, I don't want y'all to go through what
Nobody does.
You are because of those trials and tribulations, but if you don't let them experience the same exact thing, they're not going to know how to maneuver the way.
Let me tell you something. What you said there, boy, I used to be mad as hell at my mama, and you know better than anybody, because like when I was on my own at 18. I had a kid. My mom came home one day. I was about to graduate. She's like, I'm leaving. I'm moving out of town. What you gonna do? I'm pregnant with my first child. I'm like, huh? What you gonna do? I guess I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. So she's like, you need to get you a place. You need to get your stuff. So I'm starting. Luckily, I was working. I started saving and buying stuff, and I furnished my whole place. She helped me with I didn't have a bedroom set, so she went, paid some money for it, and I had to pay it back. Let me tell you about Gina. So she was like, I tried to get an apartment. They was like, she too young, she can't get it. My mom was like, well, I'll co-sign, because that's how adamant I am. I'm about to go do me. I was like, okay, thank you. She co-signed. But that first apartment had issues with my baby's daddy. He ended up busting out glasses and acting a fool and shit. So when it's time for me to move, I'm getting bad references. It wasn't that I wasn't paying my bills. So I couldn't find nowhere to move. Nobody would take me because they kept getting bad references. I called my mom. I'm like, Mama, me and my baby, we about to be in the street. I can't get a place. I'm like, can we come up there with you and live? She said, no, ma'am. You can come visit for a couple of weeks. I said, but Mama, when I come back home, what I'm going to do? She said, I don't know, but you can come visit. And I was like, ain't no need me going up there to visit. That's not going to, help me out because she's out of town. So luckily, Alicia's mom was like, come on over here, baby. You can pay the light bill, whatever. Y'all can stay down there till you get yourself together. But baby, I was so upset. And every time I called my mom, she's like, just pray about it. Just pray. I was pissed off at my mom. I was like, how could she not? But now, baby, I'm so glad she did, because it made me a much stronger person for it. I knew how to make it out of nothing. I'd have lost everything maybe 3-4 times and had to start from ground zero 3-4 times. But God. And I'm like, I never stopped. It wasn't even a choice, an option. I knew I didn't have nobody. My daddy died when I was 7. My mama's side didn't. They, everybody do their own thing. My daddy's side, we weren't that tight because when my mom and dad got, separated. So it was like, it was me and my kids against the world. I didn't have a choice. It was like, you're going to get out here and do it or it ain't going to get done. And so like when I tell my daughter, you got to go. At 18, baby, you're going to have to get it together. And I know people have different views on that. And they like, you shouldn't push your kids out, whatever. I was like, baby, let me tell you something. I was on my own with kids and had to get out there and get it. And it made me a better person for it. You don't even have nobody you're responsible for. Right. So you can get out here and do it. Because one day, baby, guess who ain't going to be here? Mama. And now, like I told her, you see now how short and precious life is. Your daddy wasn't even freaking sick. One day he gone. Yeah. So he's already gone. Just up and past. That could be me. Yeah. But I want you to be able to be okay if and when I'm gone. So I'm not going to enable you. I'm not going to feel guilty because I'm forcing you to take care of yourself. Because if I'm gone and you can't, then that would be the guilt because you didn't have the tools and ability to take care of yourself when I'm gone. So that's more important to me than being guilty and feeling guilty about what I'm doing now. No, ma'am. Like she's like, Mom, when I come home, I'm coming to stay with you. No, you're not. No, ma'am. You better find some place to, come out to, parole to, because baby, you about to be 24. Guess what? Life has been lifing and you better come out here running. I made sure that you had all the resources and tools that you could have when you get out here so you can be successful, because guess what? I may not even be here when you parole because tomorrow ain't promised. Right. So I'm gonna need you to start thinking about what am I gonna do, not what my mama gonna do. So you got to stop feeling guilty about forcing your kids to be strong, independent people. Because like I used to tell my husband, we're not raising little boys. Stop babying them. We're raising young men because one day we're not going to freaking be here. Stop babying and enabling them people. Be an invisible safety net. I am. My kids know I'm an invisible safety net, which means if and when you tried your best and you couldn't do it, then I'll come and rescue you. Right. I'm not coming to rescue you up front. You call me and be like, Mom, what'd you do? How'd you do it? What'd you try? Because I'm not coming and I'm not giving up all my time and resources and money if you didn't do what you need to do because your lack of planning or your irresponsibilities or whatever does not warrant an emergency or attention from me. You're going to have to be accountable and responsible for your own actions and stuff because one day, again, Mama ain't going to be here. Right. And this world don't give a about you. At all. So I have to, kind of teach them and show them with tough love that this world gonna chew you up and spit you out if you don't get out here and get it, because I had to. Nobody gave me
If you don't take that net away, they won't take the risk.
Correct. They're gonna keep on leaning and thinking.
But you know how I feel though, and I think again another part of the reason why I do my other kids like I do is because of my son, my oldest. I did the tough love with him. I tried to do all that and break the boundaries. I haven't talked to my son in 3 years.
Yeah, and that was decisions.
But I mean, it hurts. It
does.
What did I do? I did nothing to you. What did I do? Why is it you're not reaching out to your mother? You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna touch on that. I think that's where my spirituality comes from, because I have kids. I have 4 kids. I have 2 kids that do not speak to me at all, and I used to always question. But you know what? God said, I gave them kids to you. You did what you're supposed to do. Now give them back to me, and I will work. And so I gave them up back to God. Right. I gave them back to God. I prayed about it, and I said, I taught them to be productive members to society, and what they do, I can't do because I'll be in my
drive
head
yourself crazy.
And that's what's happening. And they do hurt.
Yeah. And it does. I gotta reach out. I gotta call her and be like, you seen your nephew on Facebook today? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm blocked. You know what I'm saying?
And you know
that's the only way I know if he's still breathing. Well, yeah, we seen him post the other day. You know, or something like that. Just like I sit here and beat myself up. Like, what did I do? You know what I mean? Like,
you know it's nothing that you always have those thoughts.
It's nothing that you did. It's nothing that did. They grew up. It's different. It's just different times.
That's why
what did you say? Entitled.
These damn kids. Oh my God. Baby, they don't even know none of the struggles we had. They are so freaking entitled. I be laughing at these kids. They have no idea. I'm like, y'all got it great.
That's why that word freedom, Tina. That's why the word freedom is is important.
Yeah.
Because you have to free yourself.
But I don't have freedom. That's why I couldn't even participate.
Why not? Take it. You have to take your
I
freedom.
feel like I don't because again, I'm still living for everybody
Right.
else.
So that's about you with yourself.
Leaning on you.
You got to
But
bring
it's
those
like
changes.
when somebody coming for something,
And
and
it's
I tell
hard.
them no, but then it start bothering me.
It's
Stays on my
hard.
You gotta learn how to let go and let God, baby.
And it may sound corny, but you may need an accountability partner. And
Yeah.
that person will say, not today.
I got
You're going to
one,
do you.
But I call her and be crying like I did it. She'd be like, I told you to,
But
you know.
it's
It's easier said than done. It took me a long time to get
but the
there.
more you do it,
But
the better
baby,
feel
when you
about it.
finally get
But
there,
when
it's
I
so
did it,
free.
But
It's like,
But you don't bring on the consequences.
No,
they bring
they
on the
do.
consequences
They do.
behind it.
That's
And
right.
What your guilt is blaming yourself for the consequences.
yeah.
So, but it's gonna be consequences regardless, whether you're a good mother or you're not. There's always gonna be good consequences. And if you know that you're a good parent, that's the freedom you need to say, I did what I'm supposed to do.
Baby, you need the serenity prayer.
Right.
And it's hard.
That's it.
It's hard.
It's very
It's hard.
If you live by the serenity prayer, baby, look it up. Yeah, put it on your screen, on your phone, around your house, because that's
You
it
can't
right there.
control everything.
You cannot control everything. I ask for the freedoms and liberties and the peace and the courage not to do what I can, and those things that I can't worry about.
Right.
It's some things you
And so
don't
if you
want to
keep
do.
putting that safety net out, you don't always have to put it out. And do you
You
really
can't control everything.
You know what it does too? It causes health issues.
Yes. It comes out and all that.
You don't realize how it causes health issues. That's why they say your mind, your body, and your soul. It causes health issues.
Take that safety net out.
Them boxes already checked.
And while you going through your health issues, they perfectly fine. Walking around. Perfectly fine.
Still making
I ain't gonna pay this light bill. Mom got it for me. Yeah, I'm gonna get my nails done because mom gonna pay this light bill, and then they're
use a lot.
but they prioritize to get all jacked up because that safety net. I can get this done because mom got
You better
it.
learn to be self-reliant. Go to that school, get your nails and your eyebrows are
Yes, because see, these kids, that's what they think. They think they can do what they want to do because they know that you gonna come and rescue them.
What they need to do. Yeah.
So, yeah, you got to stop feeling guilty. You got to let go and let God. And you got to be able to. What y'all say? What y'all saying? What y'all saying?
I was talking about my daughter, how she used to lean on me so much, and I had to just start telling her, no, because you out shopping instead of doing what you're supposed to do.
Right.
You out in stores all the time, then you want to call me and want me to back up your little stuff.
They can just blow their money because they know you got
They're
it.
blowing our money.
Yeah,
Right.
literally, they think like they can spend whatever. I've told my husband that, hey, these kids, they out here, you got money to do X, Y, Z, but you calling talking about, can you do this? Can you? No, ma'am, no, sir.
That's
No,
why
ma'am,
that
no, sir.
catchphrase, F them kids. It's okay.
Yeah.
Kids.
F them kids. You have to release yourself, give yourself permission to be free.
Yeah, a lot of people say they're going to spend their money. They like not leaving their kids nothing. And that's what you hear today, right now, because the kids don't respect you.
They don't value it.
They don't value what you do.
They don't value life.
Value their life. It's crazy.
But you can't feel guilty.
How hard you work to get it.
Right. I mean, that's if you
Right.
It didn't just fall out of the sky.
Yeah.
Taking care of people all my life. You might as well say.
For me to just,
Even like when my
All right, wait a minute, ladies. We got 3, 4, and we got so much feedback. So I'm sorry, but yeah, I want to hear what everybody got to say. But we got like 3 or 4, so we got like double feedback. But yeah, so you was saying I was trying to hear you, but you were saying they what?
No, it's just you go out, you have worked very hard and they haven't seen that, they haven't experienced that, they just benefited from it. And that's why it's so important, even as children, as 16, go get a job. I don't care how well I'm doing, you go get your job, because the best advice my parents told me was like, we're doing very well for ourselves, but you ain't got shit.
Correct.
You need to
Yes.
make sure. And I remember what it was, and this is date myself. But you know, when those it was some Adidas sweatshirts came out. They were like, at the time in the 80s, they were like $100, that was a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my sister was like, oh, we want one of those.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, you can have one of those as soon as you go out, get a job, and because you can't, you have to earn when you have a true respect for earning and hard work and things like that, then it means more to you.
Correct.
And so it's just it's not mean. It's just making you respect how to get accomplish, go out and accomplish things on your own.
Correct.
It's not, when
It's
something
teaching.
is handed to me, it just doesn't
have any
mean the
value.
same
You don't take care
as
of
when
it.
I go out, I work and I appreciate it, and I take care of it because
Correct.
I need that. When it's just handed to me, it's like you don't take care of it.
You make them use their own money, they respect and value it because
Correct.
they knew how hard they had to work to get it.
Yeah.
If it's given to them, it's like I get another.
They have no attachment to
You see
it.
how they just break iPhones and expect for their parents to get another one?
Jay-Z's cousin asked him for $4,500 and Jay-Z said no. His cousin went on blast, like, you have all that, you can't give me $4,500. And Jay-Z's point was, if $4,500 is going to make you better, that's nothing. You can earn $4,500.
Right.
That's right.
Right.
It's $4,500.
Yeah.
Earn it.
Yeah, because it was also a thing, they sent them around, would you rather have money or dinner with Jay-Z? And Jay-Z said, don't do dinner with me because everything I'm going to tell you in that meeting, I put on my songs. He said, take the money and invest. He said, don't choose me. He said, don't choose me. He said, everything that I would tell you is in my songs.
What do
So
you
do
think? Buy
not.
that art.
Yeah.
Buy that art.
Yeah.
Because that's assets you have in your home. Take your money out the banks. The banks are using your money to make money for
You
themselves.
have more money. You have more time to make money in stocks in the bank. But make sure you put in the stocks. You're willing to lose it.
Stocks
They
is hard.
sometimes.
That means pass those Yeezys up, those Nikes, and go buy you some stocks.
Yeah, no, they not gonna do that, baby. They want them little ugly ass.
Yeah. Every time they come out.
Them mugs is ugly as hell. But yeah, I agree. You gotta be able to, let them understand, learn, and earn. And because even when I used to work with families and I'd ask them, like the kids would be like, hey, Miss Tina, I did this, I got this, I got that. I'll be like, oh, and I look at the parent, I'll be like, what did you do to earn that? And they look at it and the parents look and I'm like, yeah, what did you do to earn that? Because you got to teach these kids that they're not entitled. You can't just teach them that everything's going to be given because society is not going to work that way. We're preparing them for society and the world. And that's what I tell my kids, you got to earn it. And my daughter was like, oh, you bought Steven 2 cars. You didn't buy me a car. I bought Steven a car because Steven was earning it. He was helping me take care of your little behind. Yeah. You didn't know that. He was picking you up from daycare. These was like negotiations and stuff. I gave him that because he earned it. He was helping me. It was his job to pick you up. It was my job to make sure he had transportation to pick you up from daycare and watch you until I got. So we had a partnership and agreement. I had one with you too. Guess what? You breached the contract because this is how the real world works. So you agreed to get good grades, not get in trouble at school, and I agreed to buy you a car. Guess what? You didn't keep your end of the deal. So let's renegotiate. Okay, so what are you going to do? So I'm not doing that because you didn't do your part. Why would I keep up my word if you didn't keep up yours? So guess what? What are we going to do now? Okay, you pay half, I'll pay half. I'll meet you dollar for dollar. Whatever you save, I'll match. But I'm teaching you that this is how the world works. Nobody's going to give you shit when you get out here. And if I don't teach it to you, where are you going to learn it? So that's why I said, stop giving these kids shit and start teaching them that this is not how it works because ain't nobody else going to care about them. And when you go in the world, going to chew them up and spit them out. You got to stop feeling guilty about teaching them love and logic and the way the world works and how society is, especially now, because everybody's so freaking individualized. Don't nobody care about your kids but you, baby. Right. That's it. And when you gone, ain't nobody going to give a damn about them. So you got to prepare them now. And so I'd rather be guilty about preparing them, feeling guilty, than like I said, to be in my grave rolling over because they don't know how to fend for themselves. They can't do it. But if I know I gave you the tools and resources to do it, I ain't worried. Yeah, you're going to stumble, you're going to fall, you're going to bump your head, but hey, guess what? That's life. I did too. I done lived through a lot more than they even know about. I'm like, but I learned. And so it's their time to learn.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about this morning. The people, the kids who don't have those survival skills are the ones that's committing suicide because they can't cope.
Correct.
The ones that's on drugs.
Yeah.
It's an easier way out. They're so used to taking that easy way out.
Yes, they don't even know how. They don't have the skills. They don't have the skill sets. So yeah, you can't make it easy for them and then turn around. It'll be like a culture shock. They'll be in shock.
Yeah.
Because if they, they'll think that this is what it is, and then you go and then they get out here like, oh my God, it'll be like a culture shock to them because they think that everybody's supposed to give them shit.
Yeah, well, my daughters have actually thanked me because I am one of those hard-nosed moms.
Yes.
I'm like, no, you gonna do it. I'm gonna guarantee you one thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna pay your rent and do all that. I may if I have to because you tried
Again, had to.
But I always got a plane ticket for you to come home, for you to restart.
Yeah.
And my girls have thanked me for being like pushing them and making them do what they needed to do because now they're independent.
Correct.
And they don't have to depend on anybody. If they come to me, I know they're coming to me because they really need something. Right.
Yeah.
Because I'm their first house.
Exactly. You the invincible safety net. You don't come and give it. And that's why I'm like, if you've done everything you needed to do and you still can't make it, then yeah, I got you.
Right.
1,000%. I'll go for broke for you.
I need you to try.
But I'm not gonna go for broke for you. And I'm doing more than you did. I'm doing too much.
Right.
So you got to do what you need to do first. And if you did, then here I come. I'm coming running. I'm burn down the city for you.
Right.
But if you didn't do shit, then why should I?
Right.
You didn't care. I don't care.
Match your energy. Right.
Correct. I'm gonna mirror the behavior and match your energy. If you don't give a damn, I ain't either. You don't care. I don't care. Exactly.
$50 nail set and come and ask me to get some toilet tissue.
Right.
Stop there from you head to the nail shop.
Yes, correct. No, ma'am. No, sir. So you gotta stop feeling guilty. It's your time. It's your time to shine. It's your time to live. You got way more years behind you than in front of you. You cannot feel guilty about any of the decisions and choices you're making now because if you know you've done what you've needed to do, then where's the guilt coming from? Because if I can only see myself feeling guilty if I know I didn't do. So it's like you got to let go of that guilt because you're doing what you're supposed to, especially when I say, like I said, the adult kids. I don't know if you listen to it or not. You may need to go back and listen to FTK. But these adult kids, I don't owe you shit. Yeah. I do what I want to do when and if I want to do it because that's what I want to do. I'm not obligated. I've raised you. I've gotten you to a certain point where I was supposed to, and I fulfilled my duties that God, I believe, instilled, upon me. However, I will do what I want to do if I feel like I need to. Yeah. I don't see myself responsible for you to take care of you for the rest of your life. Mm-hmm. I just don't think that's how it's supposed to be. Yes, I see me being responsible for you until you can be responsible for yourself. But at that point, baby, everything else I do is by choice.
It's not a benefit.
Yeah.
And these kids have this attitude, I didn't tell you to have me.
That, yeah. And you did. And that's why I said up until you're able to, I am responsible, but then I have to teach kids' minds and those I used to work with because they say the shit like that. Yeah. And I said, you know what? By law, okay, let me tell you what I'm responsible and required to do. I'm responsible to give you shelter and clothing and all that, but it didn't say what kind. So as long as I feed you, I can feed your ass ramen noodles every day, but you ate. I can make sure you had clothes from the thrift store every day, but you got clothing. We can live in freaking projects or whatever. You got shelter. All this other stuff you get, it ain't written anywhere that I got to give you name brand, nothing, or steaks or shrimp or none of that stuff, or get your hair. I can put your hair, I can brush it. They didn't say I had to pay $200 to get your hair done or nothing. It just said take care of you. Mm-hmm. And to what degree, I'm going way above and beyond, but that's the thing. Y'all don't even realize how much you're getting because you're so entitled. Mm-hmm. And even like when I worked at the home and there was a little boy and he was talking about his mom and he was like, she do this and she only buy me stuff from the consignment store, but it was all name brand. He had no clue how good he had it till I made him come into the facility. I told his mom, I said, you need respite? You need respite, right? Let him come with us for the weekend. You need respite? Brought him in. When he got a chance to see all these boys on that and how they were doing, oh, he was so freaking grateful. Then he knew. I'm like, now you can see how well you have it, because they don't even understand the magnitude of, the entitlement that they have or how well they have it until they see those that don't. So it was like, just let him come, so you need some respite so he can come and see how well or how, good he has it. These kids don't even realize it until they see other kids and what they don't have, and then they can shut their mouth. Your kids are well off. They have no idea because that's all they've known.
Yeah.
You made it easy. Like I told my kids, I said, even when we struggled, you didn't have a clue because you never went without lights. You never went without food. You didn't know shit. I was down to zero, had nothing. You didn't feel it because I made sure of that. You didn't know we were struggling.
The sacrifices I made prior to keep those lights on.
Yeah. They have no clue.
You didn't know the sacrifice that was made.
Yes.
And I didn't want you to know because it wasn't your responsibility to know.
Correct.
But now that you think that you was entitled to something,
correct,
looking down for you.
Yeah. Yes.
Everything in this house is mine. So when you leave, you take the underwear, the shirt, and the shorts. Everything else in here,
that's mine.
I paid for all of this.
That's what my daughter did. Came. It's like, I'm getting my dog, get my car. Hold on, baby. That dog, you got some papers because we paid for the license and the shots. That's my dog. Right. No, you're gonna leave my dog here. Well, I'm gonna get my car. Your car. Did you get your insurance, your license? That's my car to you because it's in my name. And until you do, no, they think everything is just supposed to be given to them. You have to teach them responsibility, and
because it's beautiful when you see them growing.
Correct.
Wonderful adults.
Yes, it makes you so proud and you feel so good.
You see your work.
Yeah, correct. That's the seed that you planted and it's flourishing.
You see their pride because they know they did it.
Right. Yeah, them too. Yeah, they feel so good about it. So you can't guilt yourself about stuff that you feel like
it's easy to do.
Yeah. So freedoms. I hope we all leave this here sisterhood retreat with the freedom to be and the freedom to do and make decisions and choices that are best for us, especially with us having adult children. Those that do, hey, I think you've done what you were supposed to do. You're free to do whatever else you need to do at this point. And let those kids be responsible for themselves and don't have the guilt about it. Even with the parents, again, I feel like, we love our parents and we're going to take care of them, but to what degree you have to be sure that you're not over giving, because we're not responsible for the choices that they made either. Because, I tell my mom, you made some decisions and choices that you're experiencing certain things from now. That's not my fault. I didn't have any control over that. I love you and I'm going to make sure I can do whatever I can to make your life, the rest of, your life. But again, you're not in situations because of me, and I'm not responsible to take on your lack of planning or the bad decision. That's not my job. I'm here to help whatever way I can based on what you have and your decisions and your choices in your life. But I'm not going to do more for you than you did for yourself. So again, don't be walking away from here feeling guilty about choices and decisions about how you deal with your families and or children or spouse. You're not obligated. You have the freedom to do what you want to do, when and if you want to do it, and how you want to do it. So that's my thought.
My obligations too, because if you're not looking out for your kids, because your parents can be entitled as well.
Oh, yeah.
They feel like, okay, I've made life easy for you. It's your turn to make life easier for me.
Yeah.
Then you realize you live the first 50-something years of your life taking care of your children.
Now you're supposed to take care of your parents.
The other half take where we come in at.
Yeah.
Then we take care of the rest with our parents.
Yeah.
What do you do? And that's when you have to learn that no words, like no.
You have to find the healthy balance.
But if you're taking care of your kids and your parents and this and that, you lose you.
Yeah, you have to find a healthy balance.
They cross those boundaries and we still accept them. We say, okay, we still want to do it. So I guess you're right. Accepting boundaries and sticking by them,
Yeah.
it helps.
I guess I was just thinking.
You have to. You gotta have the strength.
It's hard to say no.
It's hard.
Yeah,
It's hard. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I'm work in progress, baby steps.
It takes that.
Lesson to have support, though.
Walking into
You have
that.
support. So just keep yourself open to support.
Correct.
You have a lot
Girls
of
say
support.
no. Go from your bubble bath and smile about it.
Okay.
Get your last one. I said no. It's time to celebrate.
But I'm gonna say this too. When you can name the feeling that you're feeling, that's the first step.
Yeah.
Because you at least identify what you're feeling. Because if you know what it is, then you can deal with it.
And it's a pattern. It's a pattern because my first two kids, those were my mom's babies. And when she passed away, they took a hit. You know what I mean? Because that was they go-to. She did everything for them. Whatever they wanted, whatever they needed, grandmother got you. You know? So it was like when she passed away suddenly, then it fell on me. And I had to keep saying, I'm not grandmother. I'm not grandmother.
And you're not.
But I keep saying it.
But you're doing different.
But you're trying to be grandmother. Baby, let me tell you
I don't want to be grandmother.
And you cannot be.
You can't replace her.
No. It's not to that extent. No, don't get It's
You're
not to
not.
that extent. It's not to the grandmother extent by no means.
You could never be her.
No means at all. Because it's just some things I'll be about, nope, not going to do it. So I'm working on it. It's just the little things. Like I had thought I got that last one out when she joined the Navy or whatever. What happened? She get into some shit. She got to come back home and be on reserve for you. Because I called her. I was jumping for joy, turning cartwheels. Girl, after 37 years, I got the house to myself. Holy, this little one just graduated from the military. She gone. It wasn't even what, 3 months?
No.
3 months. Mama, I got to come back home for a year. I'm like, what the wait? I was trying. I thought I was moving forward. But what we doing now, you know? So I'm working. I really am. And I think when I don't stay home, that's another reason why I travel so much. Is because when I'm at home, I'm worried. I'm thinking about stuff. I'm stressing. I'm worried about what they doing. I'm worried about what they doing. But as soon as I get on that plane and go somewhere else, I'll be like, them kids. You
And
know
that's
what I'm
how
saying?
it should be.
But and I told you, it's like I got to get past that because it's like now every time I go home, I'm ready to go. It's like I got to go again because my mind just be. That's why I don't sleep. That's why I don't. You know, I have a hard time sleeping. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. Trying to escape. I was even talking to the little girl, talking about, girl, this next time I go to Arizona, because I was there, I stayed for a month. I was like, next time I go, girl, I'm just going to pay the rent, and I'll just let you know when I'm coming back. You know, you stay here, and it's like, but why I got to keep leaving my house?
Trying to find peace.
Trying to find peace. Yeah.
So immediately
that's
following,
why when I say I don't have freedom, you know what I'm saying? That's what I mean when I say that.
So immediately following this pot of soul, we're gonna play our FTK pot of soul for everybody to hear.
Because we're gonna need to close this one up. We've been going. Y'all get a good little hour for this.
Yeah, I have something on a lighter note, a little corny or whatever. But since we were talking about freedom, sisterhood symbolizes freedom, and sister friends does, because you know they always say friends are our family we get to choose. And then we're stuck with the ones that we really did not choose. So sisterhood and your sister friends, that's freedom, because you get to choose those people and choose how you spend your time and choose who you put your trust and everything in. So that's just what this here alone symbolizes freedom.
Yes. And that's why I thought that would be a good topic for this podcast or podcast. So because the fact that we get to do this and get away from everything else and just take a break, a pause from life, that's what this was for. I thought that it would be important to just for everybody just break away, escape from whatever it is, whether it's your job, your family, your spouse, your problems or anything. If we could just take a moment to pause, even if it's only 72 hours or whatever, pause for the cause, enjoy enjoy life, look at the water, take in the scenery of nature, and be in the presence of other beautiful, amazing women, and be able to connect and build memories to cherish for life. That's what it's about. You should be able to always step away and put yourself first and leave all that behind. Even with the guilt that I received coming in here, from my husband, from my mother. She's like, "What?" I was like, "Mama, I made sure everything was good because I'm about to go on my retreat." She said, "What? Where you going? Wait, didn't you just get back?" "Yes, ma'am." And I'm going again. I'll be back on Sunday, Mom. But you have to just take this time for yourself. So if I could leave you ladies with anything, is don't feel guilty about putting yourself first. And if you're doing more for others than they're doing for themselves, you're doing too damn much. And for 2024, like I said, my word is me. Find your word, whether it's me, freedom, life, living, whatever. We have way more time behind us than we have in front of us. And I speak that to everyone here because I know where you are, in age. So just know that tomorrow ain't promised. And so I love you ladies. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
I love all of you. Until next time, people, stay hopeful
And stay curious.
Before we part ways, we invite you to share your own stories, thoughts, and reflections with us. Connect with us on social media, reach out through our website, or simply leave a comment on your preferred podcast platform. Feel free to leave us in voicemail at 816-607-1243 with any thoughts, concerns, or questions that you'd like shared on Lifing 101 or just answered or addressed. If you prefer to send us an email, feel free to do so by sending it to our website, lifing101pod.com, or send us an email to info@lifing101pod.com. Your insights and experiences enrich our shared understanding of this incredible journey we're all a part of. Please subscribe to this podcast and follow our website, lifing101pod.com, and find and follow us on your favorite social media platforms. Stay hopeful, stay curious, and keep embracing the vibrant, unpredictable, and awe-inspiring journey that we call life. Goodbye for now, and may your days be filled with endless wonder.